But first, because they may be gone, but their deeds outlive them, the headlines lingering from the previous administration's 50 running scandals still bushed. Number 3, Bailout-Gate. If you're wondering where the first $350 billion went under the Bush administration, you are in unusual company tonight. The Treasury Department has now been sued as a follow-up to a Freedom of Information Act request by Freedom Watch. That is a remnant of the Larry Klayman conservative group Judicial Watch that deposed half the Clinton administration. Mr. Klayman may have more than just a court to deal with on this, however. As noted previously here, the Treasury Department apparently does not have meticulous records of where that $350 billion went. Remember, today we call it a bailout. Tomorrow they will call it Why Daddy Went to Jail. Number 2, Torture-Gate, big picture. More on the Justice Department internal investigation to how bad its former lawyers John Yoo, Jay Bybee, and Stephen Bradbury were at lawyering. They wrote the Justice Department briefs that Mr. Bush and his co-conspirators kept citing as legal authorizations for waterboarding and such at Gitmo and elsewhere. The developments today, the New York Times reporting several senators want the report made public, and the paper making something explicit that Newsweek had implied, that the internal report process, quote, can refer cases for criminal investigation, but legal experts say a more likely possibility is a referral to bar associations for potential disciplinary actions. In other words, whether or not there are prosecutions for torture, Bybee, Bradbury, and Yoo might wind up becoming ex-bad lawyers. And number 1, also Torture-Gate, small picture. Army Private Brandon Neely has talked to the Associated Press about his time as a guard at Gitmo. The stuff I did and the stuff I saw was just wrong, he says. The stuff? Beatings of prisoners, not beatings vaguely rationalized by being part of that Jack Bauer crap, enhanced interrogations. Go in, beat a prisoner up, never say a word to him. Revenge. Revenge, because this began in 2002, and soldiers like Brandon Neely were told these were some of the people responsible for 9/11. So when a shackled detainee came off the bus and started to resist being jammed into a small cage, Neely says he grabbed him and shoved him face first into the cement floor and was only vaguely aware that he was doing this to a trembling old man. Neely later found out the old man had started to resist him because he assumed he was about to be executed. Neely, now in law enforcement in Texas, says he feels guilt and shame over what he did, to the point that his upbringing in a military family and the non-disclosure agreement he signed as he left Gitmo don't matter to him. Speaking out, he says now, is a good way to deal with this. And that is as true for us as a nation as it is for Brandon Neely as an individual. He will do his first television interview in about 20 minutes from now on Rachel's show. I think we had all better watch.